Do you actually know how amazing you are? Do you actually know this power that is residing inside you? God didn't create you to be a copy of anybody else. You are a unique woman of God. Hey ladies, welcome to another episode of Voice of the Visionary. I'm your host, Shelley Biggs. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is really crucial for every woman to grasp: embracing your unique strengths and stepping into your God-given power. Are any of you actually ever thinking if you're walking in your power? And what does that mean when you're walking in your power? What does that look like? Today we're going to talk about this at a deeper level. This one is for you if you're struggling with feeling like you're too much or you're never good enough, all at the same time. Because these voices come into us and we feel like we're just either too much for people, and we're actually comparing ourselves to others then, or we're just never good enough. We never measure up to anything for anybody. And these come at the same time. Trust me, we've all been there. And today we're putting those thoughts to rest. And we're going to embrace the truth that you are exactly what the world needs right here, right now. So if you're ready to unlock your full potential and start owning your greatness, grab a seat, grab a glass of water, and take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Now that I got your attention, I would like to ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Do you actually know how amazing you are? Do you actually know the actual power that is flowing through your life every day? That is a big question that we all need to ask ourselves. Where is this coming from? Do you actually know this power that is residing inside you? It's flowing through you every day, and you may not even realize it. There could be voices that are drowning out this power, and you're thinking, "Oh my goodness, I'm not measuring up to any of this stuff that I'm doing, or your work, or whatever it may be, your family." And these thoughts will continually bombard you and hold you down until you realize you're actually carrying a significant power inside you when you connect yourself to your spirit inside. And here's the truth. God didn't create you to be a copy of anybody else. You're not a copy. You're not somebody else. You are a unique woman of God. You're a unique person. And you carry talent, you carry gifts that nobody else has. And there's so many flawed things out there, so many voices out in the world, and God created you to be you. And that's right, you are uniquely equipped with strengths and gifts that are perfectly tailored to fulfill your purpose, whether you believe they are there or not. These gifts are resident inside you, and sometimes we don't realize that these gifts are really there to actually encourage yourself. And when they start showing and you start realizing that these gifts are there, they're going to start flowing outside of your voice, and you're going to start talking to people that you may not even realize. And I'm here today to remind you that your purpose matters. You are needed out in the world, and it's not something you should ever downplay or ignore. We live in a world that often encourages us to compare ourselves to other people. As you know, social media is a big one on that, and it can be extremely toxic on the comparison thing. I know I've had to deal with that, and I know many women that struggle with social media, and you don't even realize that this is actually causing you to not feel good enough when you're comparing yourself to other people that are doing whatever they're doing online. You're always, the voice in the back of your head is continually saying, wow, oh my goodness, how did they ever get there? How did they do that? And let me tell you, so much of that on there is a lot of filters. It's a lot of editing, and there's just so much that goes on into the videos that people create. And so much of it is comparing. And that is one area that we all need to stop comparing ourselves. But what if I told you that the key to your confidence is embracing your uniqueness instead? It's so easy to get caught up in all comparison. And sometimes we do it without even realizing that we're comparing ourselves to all these different people online. Someone might be just, you might think they look more prettier than you, or they might have or something. There might be something they're better at that you're thinking, oh my goodness, I just can't do that. But everybody has their own unique voice and their own unique gift inside. And we see others succeeding and looking a certain way and achieving things that seem so out of reach. Like, there's so much of it that goes on, and automatically our thoughts go to comparing and saying, oh my goodness, there's no way I could ever do that. And a lot of that can create a lot of overwhelm inside yourself. And then the overwhelm gets escalated and it just blows up and it keeps blowing up. And then somewhere along the way, we forget that the world doesn't need more of someone else, but the world needs you. The world needs you and your uniqueness. The world needs you and what your talent is. The world needs you and what you carry. And this is when you understand this, you can start walking in this power that you carry. Think about what the Proverbs 31 woman for a moment is like. She wasn't like anybody else, and she didn't try to be. And that is when you can grasp that in itself of who you are and how unique you are, and you're not like those other people. I struggled with this myself for so many years and for so long. I kept doing what I wanted to do, kept going and going and going, but yet there was always this subtleness underneath all this going ahead and moving ahead of how am I comparing myself to these people? Like, how do I even fit into this crowd? Which I don't really. When I grasp that, it's like nothing else matters. And the Proverbs 31 woman has her own set of skills. She has her own strengths and she has her own unique talent. And that is where all of us women, and it's for anybody in the world, need to grasp that you have your own set of skills. No one else is you, and you have your own uniqueness. And we have our own strengths. And the Proverbs 31 woman, she was diligent, she was wise, she was strong, and she was compassionate. She had a lot of compassion inside herself. And that's precisely what God intended for her. She embraced her gifts, worked with what she had, and flourished in her calling. And guess what? So can you. So let's talk about how you can start stepping into your unique strengths today. So the first step would be, and it's very crucial, is to stop doubting yourself. Doubt can steal everything. Doubt will come in and it'll just take over. As soon as you have an idea, your thoughts are going to go there, and you have to learn how to grasp which thought is talking. And that doubtful voice needs to be gone. When you question your abilities, you're telling God, I don't trust the masterpiece that you created. I don't trust what you said. I don't trust you, God. And God is asking you, do you trust me? God wants you to trust him. And when we realize that God is in charge, I shouldn't say in charge. He's the one that made us. When we realize that at the deeper level, God will move through you and start using you as his chosen vessel. We all have a unique gift and talent. And when doubt gets in the way, doubt will actually stop and hinder the success that is coming your way. And it can be delayed. But here's the thing. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. God has already given you what you need and what you need to succeed. And when we believe that within ourselves and stop believing the doubt that tries to sabotage all the good things that are happening. Your journey will be about to be discovered. It'll start growing and you will start embracing it with confidence. Take a moment and start thinking about your strengths. What are they? What makes you you? There's strengths inside you that you have that no one else has. Maybe you're a mother, maybe you're a working mother, maybe you're a businesswoman, maybe you're an investment woman or an investment banker or whatever it may be. What are the strengths that you have? Those strengths you need to capitalize on. And then as you start building those strengths, everything, it starts to flow inside you and it just gets stronger and stronger. And is it your compassion that you have? Your creativity? Maybe you're a writer. Maybe you're an author. What is the creativity that you have inside you? Everybody has something. I remember as I was writing my books, this book in particular, when I was younger, I struggled with writing and English in high school. Go figure. And then later on in my later years, I realized that writing is actually a talent of mine. Whereas at that time in my life, I had no idea that I could ever be a writer. And writing is a passion of mine. And I found that strength only later in my later years. And I love writing and I like expressing myself that way and being creative. So what is your talent? What is your strength inside yourself? Maybe you're able to connect with people. Maybe you are good with people and maybe you know how to speak really well. Or we all have a talent. And once we start embracing that, we can start moving forward with where we are supposed to go. And whatever it is, you need to own it and understand that this talent is unique to you. This is yours. And there might be other people that have these talents as well. But for your own individual talent, it's time to embrace it and move forward. And there's no room for apology. There's no room to apologize for your talent. And you come to a place in your mindset where I am who I am, and this is who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I know it's easy to get caught up in ideas where we need to fit in. That is a big struggle that I struggled with it myself, that we need to fit into this mold of what these people are doing, or whoever it might be at your job. You might be as a mother, as a grandmother, a wife, whatever it is, whatever the work is that you're doing. We can tend to try to fit in, and that also can be a hindrance to your moving ahead as well, and a form of self-sabotage, because you may not be embracing your talent and who you are, because you're trying to always fit into this mold, and you're actually not made to fit in this mold, but you're actually made to stand out. Maybe. What if that is the case? And maybe you're made to walk a different path than all these other people. Once you embrace that you're not just here to follow the crowd. You're here to step out of that crowd and follow your own unique path. And let's be real about it, because molds, it can limit you. This trying to fit into these groups, or these trying to fit into what everybody else says and what everybody else is doing, that is a limiting belief, and it will hold you back from where you're heading in your life and for your purpose. And what if instead you're trying to fit into the box? You are created to be out of the box. It's time to step out of the box and start being different and unique and using your own talent. Your calling, it's not about a one-size-fits-all journey. It's about who you are. It's about your unique calling. And if you're a person that is an out of the box type of person, start embracing that and start walking in that. One thing I do know is when we start stepping into our own power of God, it can be scary. And that is one area also that, an area that I did struggle with myself. I think I was afraid of success. What if something happened that was good? And things have happened in my life that are good. But sometimes walking in God's power is scary. We're thinking, what is everybody going to say? What are people going to think? And it keeps sabotaging. It's like self-sabotaging, especially when you start to realize just what God has placed inside you. This power can be real, or it is real, but it can be quite powerful once you embrace it. And you will start seeing that God is moving you in your purpose as you keep stepping into the power that he put inside you. And guess what? God does not call the equipped, he equips the called. And you are called, my friend. You are also called to something in your own life. As you embrace your calling, God will help you get through every step, and he will lead you along the right path as long as you keep believing and keep moving forward and know that you're on the right path. Let me tell you one thing. When you stop trying to be someone else that you're not meant to be and start stepping into fully who you are and who God created you to be, you're going to begin to see these unique strengths start to rise to the surface, and it's just going to start being second nature. It's going to start bubbling up outside of you, and it's just going to rise to the top in every area of your life, your career, your relationships, your family life, your as a mother, as a businesswoman, whatever profession you are in. As you start embracing the calling that God has you for, and your calling can be your work. Your calling can be being a stay-at-home mom. Your calling can be maybe you're a singer or something. Like just embracing your professional life, your business. That is who you are, and that is who God made you to be. And once we start embracing that, you start taking back your power and not allowing all these other things to take away your power. And as you keep strengthening that and walking in this way of living, your power becomes stronger. And you start moving more confidently, and your confidence starts growing, and it starts building, and then it starts escalating and becoming so much stronger, and you start understanding yourself as well. Before I let you go today, I want you to understand that you are unshakable. When you embrace who you truly are, the confidence inside you becomes unshakable because you've grown into this calling of what God has for you, and there's no comparison. You're not fitting in. You're not out there just to fit into what the crowd is saying. The calling is about your calling. There's no more trying to fit into other people and other groups and all this stuff. It's time to embrace the call. It's about you walking in your power, and as you move into your power, God has a plan for you, and it's going to start unfolding, and it's tailor-made for you. So stop comparing yourself. Stop doubting. Stop saying, I'm never good enough, or I'll never be able to do that, because you actually are doing and stepping into your calling every day as you move forward, even if it's something that you feel wasn't of strength. You did it, and as you keep moving forward, your confidence will start growing, and you'll start seeing unshakable confidence and your power. You're going to start walking in your power, and you're just going to hold your head up high and say, this is me, and this is who God made me. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope you left this episode feeling inspired to own your strengths and step boldly into your God-given power. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs to know and who needs to hear they have unshakable confidence, and that if this episode has impacted you. Until next time, ladies, remember, your uniqueness is your superpower. Your uniqueness is what makes you who you are and who God made you to be. And it's time to embrace your power and let it shine and rise to the top. For now, thank you.